Okay, and we're back. Episode 3.
Good day.
Good day. Alright, and we're done.
Hey, so I was thinking about what I said to you on Facebook.
Yep.
What I was trying to say is, you were telling me about Bitcoins before, right?
Yes.
That's our sponsor.
Unofficial sponsor. We'll get sponsored
And
by them eventually.
what I was just trying to say is that your business plan should be able to work without cryptocurrencies. Like, in order to be successful in what you're doing, you need to be able to be successful without the boon of the cryptocurrencies. Like, because you were explaining, how awesome cryptocurrencies are, which they are, but then when you're talking about a gaming company, you can't rely on the cryptocurrency aspect of it.
It's true, very much so.
And that's what I was like trying to communicate is like what's special other than the cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. Well, it does add another element to the game, whether it's good or bad. I don't know yet. It would be interesting.
Oh well, the cryptocurrencies will for sure be good.
Yeah, I'd assume so. Yeah, but it does add a little element to the game, which is pretty interesting. Yeah. Well, I was listening to another discussion. Excuse me, I can't remember what his name is. Adam Andrew something. Bitcoin dude. He's started Bit Angels. Actually, if I looked that up, I could find his information.
Bit Angels?
Yeah.
It sounds like a porno website.
It's a VC for like Bitcoin companies. Let's see their team here. There it is. Is it? Yeah, it's David Johnston. I don't know where I got Andrew from. I was listening to a podcast.
Andrew's your brother.
Him. Yeah, Andrew is my brother.
Oh, we should probably edit that out.
Andrew who? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. He was talking about where they started and where they got going with their Bitcoin technology with like the master. They have Mastercoin. And other technologies as well that they've added into like the blockchain systems, and it kind of got me. I'm not sure. I didn't look too deep into it. I was kind of working out at the time of the podcast, so I couldn't research to learn everything that he was talking about at the same time. And I also I don't retain that much information when I'm working out, but
yeah, fair enough.
Still trying to learn while I'm maximizing my time that I have available. He was talking about all his systems and stuff, and it kind of got me to thinking about what you had kind of talked on last episode, where you were talking about it'd be better to, or no, it was actually, I think you sent me a text right after the episode. You're like, there's something about you'd rather be involved in like Bitcoin system for developing like payment processes.
Yeah, games. I would be doing something that's not so much gaming. It's more like what can we do to utilize the cryptocurrency.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was thinking it would be really cool to develop sort of software, because it was interesting, because in the podcast he was talking about you have your operating systems, you have Windows, Mac, Linux, and then underneath that you have your programs, or your programs, like you have the iTunes, or like the Apple Store. You've got your Outlook or your Microsoft Office suite. You've got all these extra platforms. And then
he wants to build a computer operating system out of Bitcoin.
No. He's just kind of talking about the layering, and basically that's pretty much how everything in technology kind of layers. You have your operating systems, like you have like for social media, right? You got Google and Facebook, and then say maybe LinkedIn for business, and then within those you've got all the different there's different other companies that are on there, and then underneath that you have apps that are for those companies, like marketing apps for LinkedIn, things like that. So on a largest scale, when you're talking about computers, you've got your operating systems, Microsoft, Windows, Apple, and Linux, and then underneath that you've got programs like the Office suite, and then another layer is like the apps that like those other things that get added into it. And I'm thinking, well, it almost seems like like there's industry in all those different levels, and there's business opportunities in all those levels, but it would be better to get in at one of those medium or top levels instead of being at like the very bottom, like the very user
CEO
end.
Join in at CEO.
Well, exactly, yeah. And if you put that into the application with, say, like video games and cryptocurrencies, then you wouldn't necessarily want to focus on the very user end, which is the actual game. You'd kind of want to focus on the software that can enable these type of games,
right,
so that other companies that want to create these type of games can use your software. So you kind of have like proprietary technology, or
remember
whatever.
Remember last year when I was telling you and Fred about that book, Mastery?
Yes.
At the time, I was like, if there's one thing I really want to do that would like increase my skills and like relevance in the workplace or even like just businesses, would be programming. So
yeah.
From that angle, what you were just saying, I would be saying, what is the language that I would have to learn to talk in Bitcoin? Or I know those apps could use like Java or
Python?
JavaScript.
Python is a programming
really
language, I believe, as far as what I've heard. I don't know anything about programming. That's the other thing that I'm kind of thinking. I'm like, man, out of all the things that I really enjoy and what I really love, it's tech. It's all the new tech that's coming out, whether it's from new smartphones to iPads to computer processing chips to graphic cards to tech startups, like even like Tesla, the electric cars, any new technology that's coming out, I'm just totally fascinated by it and just love learning about that stuff.
Yeah.
And would love to get into business in those industries, but I feel like my skill set in those industries is just, oh man, I got a lot of work to do, and so a lot of learning and a lot of stuff I can work on.
A bunch of ninjas.
Well, that's the other thing. With myself being on kind of a business development end of things,
yeah,
it can go either way. I may not have to learn as much stuff if I can get some coding ninjas to do a lot of the work, and I can kind of work with everyone.
You're talking about the business side of things?
Yeah. I lost my train of thought somewhat.
Yeah.
From that intermittent pause.
I thought it was from the burp.
Could have been both. Yeah, I was just thinking like I don't know, I feel like I definitely, from my experience in the last 5 years, what I've been doing, got a lot of business experience, management and supervision, developing projects and things like that, that I could bring a lot of that into a company. Aside from all the marketing aside from all the programming and all the actual graphic design, all that coding that I really don't know. And could I learn some of it? Yes. Am I interested in learning that stuff? Not at all. Like, I'm just not interested in it in the slightest bit, even though I know it would be very applicable. I don't know. I just don't think I could sit down and learn that stuff. I honestly don't. I'd much rather be on the other spectrum of business development and working on a think tank and kind of working with everyone to really develop new ideas and different ways of how we can attack different problems or whatever it is. I'd much rather be working in that area.
You should go to Toastmasters. I think that would be like the skill level increase in what you're doing.
Yeah, well,
you get a lot of benefit from that.
Toastmasters, correct me if I'm wrong, Toastmasters, that's mostly public speaking, correct?
Yep.
For the most part, yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Are you saying I'm a bad public speaker?
I'm not saying you're. I'm not saying you're an idiot. I'm not saying you're like like a farm. Yeah, but you are in between that and like a posh like businessman.
I'm between mentally handicapped and a posh businessman. Okay.
Yeah, but don't you think you can benefit from it? I think most of your marketing would be person to person.
Yeah, it would be for sure. Somewhat. I mean, even person to person, or even just like we are right now over Skype, because putting together a team for this project, like again, I have to be able to communicate my ideas, my visions, and kind of what I'd like to create. and try and convey that enough to the people, to a potential team member, enough so that they get on board with the project as a side project hobby, because that's really all it's going to be for the beginning, because I don't have a big bankroll that I can invest in all these programmers and stuff and have this huge infrastructure. No, it's starting out of a basement, starting out of nothing, just virtual space where we're just communicating and trying to plan things and get things put together. So, but I think everything. I think everything is beneficial. Like Toastmasters, everyone can benefit from Toastmasters. It doesn't really matter who you are. You're going to learn something. Reality. Even if this was from Anthony Robbins, who talked about going to seminars all the time, over and over and over again, and so many times he'd be sitting there just being like, he could have the mindset of sitting there and saying like, "Oh my God, this is ridiculous. I know all this stuff.
Yeah,
it's I'm wasting my time here." Instead of having that mindset, he'd just be like, "Okay, at least I can remember all this stuff again, and something might click, and I might think like, oh, hey, I remember that, but I just haven't implemented it now, but I just got a new idea of how I could implement that into my business." So for people to say like, "Oh, I don't need to go to that course," it's like, well, okay, you can limit yourself, or you can try and keep getting better. But no, I'd totally be down for Toastmasters. I just haven't looked into it. So what are you working on these days?
I actually just came back from work. I came home and had dinner at like 5 o'clock, and then I went back to the office to like do some Christmas stuff. That's about it.
At the office, Christmas stuff?
Just end of the shift stuff, because I work until the 24th, and then I'm off until January 2nd. So I have to like have everything finished.
I'm doing that tomorrow because I fly out Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are you coming to Vic?
No, just the mocks. You coming down?
All right.
Sweet, do it. I'm not joking.
Yeah, I would.
Well, you finish on the 20. You finish on the 24th. Oops, I shouldn't bring my mouse over there. Oh well.
What?
I brought my mouse across the Skype screen, and it like pulls up the menu, and when it does that, it like adjusts, it moves the cameras around on the screen recorder, so I have a little bit more cropping to do, but I'll probably just leave it and let it glitch out a little bit.
Yeah, I would come down.
Word. Well, maybe we'll plan it out, because I'm only into the 28th is when I fly back, so.
All right, so you don't want to meet up. That's cool.
You could come down on Boxing Day.
I'm not cool enough to like meet up with Ross.
Come down on Boxing Day, hang out on the 27th, and head back up on the day after.
Oh, I would probably head back the same night. It's like a hour and a half drive, isn't it?
3 hour.
If you're a bitch.
If you don't know how to drive. Fuck, bro. Use the stick.
No, I'd be down. I'd be down for that trip, or even just like leave out in the morning.
Boom! Plan that out live on the podcast. Not really live, recorded on the podcast.
Yeah, we could do a walk around with like a recording.
Yep.
That'll be the podcast.
I'd like to set up live stream for these podcasts, but I think it costs a little bit for Ustream to have a license, or to have like the software, so that you can actually have like multi screens or multi camera feeds, so you can switch back and forth for who's talking and things like that. But be cool to do. It'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah,
I agree.
Cool.
So I've got some other updates.
Yep.
So I've been visiting Max's storage locker in town, because he got in touch with a international shipping company to take all his stuff. Because I actually didn't know this, but Max, like, either he waited until the last second, or he like left in a hurry to go back to Thailand last year, because he just had a full storage locker just full of random shit.
Yeah.
And he had me and his former roommate go to the storage locker and make sure there's no like batteries or liquids in his stuff, because it's going to get shipped internationally to Thailand. And so we found a bunch of herbs and stuff, like ginseng and like all sorts of like natural remedies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this can't go across the board. And one other thing is I got offered a plot at the UVic community garden, and they're about 8 by 10 feet.
Sweet. 8 by 10 feet, nice.
So I'm pretty stoked on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
springtime do some
make it like a fucking sweet, because it's a public show almost. It's like
put a plum tree in there.
You're not allowed to plant trees.
No.
No trees.
Like stick it right in the middle, then you could have a bunch of herbs and stuff like all around it.
Yeah, dude. Trees would be like one of the prime things you can plant is, you know, like growing an orchard and like fruits around it.
Yeah. Plum trees give ridiculous amounts of plums. Like, I don't think the average person understands how many plums come off of a plum tree.
Yeah,
it is.
You make pies out of it. You
just grab it and like do a little shake when like when they're ripe, and you're getting pelted by plums that are just dropping all over. Like one of my family friends, they had a plum tree, and all the time they'd be like, "Hey, you guys, like when you come over, bring a big 4-liter pail of like those ice cream buckets and just like fill it up with plums." And you'd literally just like 2 minutes, you'd have the thing full. And it's ridiculous how many plums you can get off them. Like, and
I like how they invited you to come with buckets.
Yeah, they're like bring your buckets because we've got a lot of plums. And that was just one tree. There was ridiculous amounts of plums. Like oh man,
that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. When certain trees like that or certain things that produce food, the amount that it can produce is just it's ridiculous. But of course you can't eat just that because you'll get massive shits and you might die.
So I'm looking at Mastercoin. I don't really understand what they do because it's described as the Master Protocol. Wait,
Master Protocol, that's right, yeah.
Enables Bitcoin ecosystem service providers to function in decentralized and P2P mode, which I thought Bitcoin already did. Adoption of the Master Protocol will drive higher value economic transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain, which is good for Bitcoin miners and savers.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up too much, honestly. I heard about it, and yeah, the Master Protocol. As soon as you said that, that jogged my memory.
I don't know
what that means, though. I don't know.
But I mean, it doesn't seem like you can explain what it is in like a simple sentence, because it says it allows Bitcoin to survive in P2P mode, which I thought it was already.
Yeah.
They're doing some weird shit.
Mastercore beta released. Mastercoin Foundation. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, though, coinmarketcap.com. I love that site. Let's take a look at Mastercoin.
I don't think Mastercoin is actually a coin, or is it?
It is, yeah. It's worth about... Oh, it's pretty good. It's per coin, it's $3.09 US. So it's like 0.01 Bitcoin. That's actually pretty strong in altcoins. You don't really... The market cap's 1.7 billion, so that, or sorry, 1.7 million.
Pump and dump.
Not billion. No, that's the thing. This is past a pump and dump. Like it's really interesting looking at altcoins. Like this thing went up to, at its peak, its market cap was $128 million, and then it just like just plummeted, and now it's just kind of like dwindling. And there's so many altcoins that have that exact same chart where they spike at the very beginning, or at least they have a slow takeoff, then they spike, crash, and then just dwindle into oblivion.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like there's much coming, like nothing coming out of it. Ripple, however, has been on like a fucking tearing streak for the last 7 days. It's been actually 30 overall. Over the 30 days, it has increased. Probably even 90 days it's gone up some. Yeah, but I mean, it was pretty stagnant before that. Just in the last month, Ripple has been climbing steadily. Like I keep checking, it's like 10% each day, 14% another day. In the last like 3 or 4 days, it's been having big jumps. But
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy because that's the second largest coin as far as market caps go, at 840.
Ripple?
Yeah, 842 million. They're almost at 1 billion market cap.
But it wouldn't Litecoin be higher than that?
Litecoin is a little more than a tenth of it. 95 million. I had no idea Ripple was that big. I thought Litecoin was second. I thought Litecoin was second for so long. I don't know, but that's what happens when you're not actually involved in altcoins or anything like that. Stellar, 72%. Whoo, for the day. That's ridiculous.
For the day?
Well, yeah, because it's at like, what is the value of it? 0.67 cents.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's weird. These are like altcoins are like micro penny stocks, because like that's basically what it looks like.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous. But the other thing though is to see the actual volume on it is interesting. Wow, there's actually a lot of volume over the last 24 hours. It's cool. I like looking at all this stuff. It's like it's an entire new stock market. The altcoins. Yep. It's really cool to see what things are coming up or what's happening and what's moving, what's plummeting. What's Swarm. Oh my God! I've been watching Swarm for a couple days, and it's been like, good God, it goes up 40%, it drops 40%, it goes up 40%, it drops 40%. Like, it's just insane how volatile this thing is. Like right now, it just went back up 40%. So I'm gonna sit and wait for it to drop again. Then I might buy some and see what happens. So,
what is Swarm all about?
I have no idea. That's the thing. These coins, like, I don't honestly,
think you should be investing.
Well, not a lot, but I just want to put a little bit just to play with, like $20 or something. Just, I don't know, throw it in, see what happens. Just start kind of getting my feet wet in all these little things. See, that's the thing. Like, I've looked at some coins and tried to understand what they're all about, and I still don't know enough about the industry to actually know what they're going to be doing, like know what sets them apart from everyone else. Like, we're decentralized. It's like, well, that's the whole point of cryptocurrency, is that
they're all
decentralized. So thanks for that, like, obvious one, but
they're all decentralized. Idiots.
Yeah.
Doggy coin was at 100 million. Now it's like 20.
Yeah, I think that one is just, I think it gets mined really fast or something like that. I don't know. It's been on a pretty steady decline.
I wonder what will make...
Got a couple spikes, but... What will make what?
I wonder what will make, like, people get out of Bitcoin. Eventually, I think people will move out of Bitcoin and go into another one, or go and spread out into all of them. But there will be a secondary one that will be the primary one.
Yeah, some secondary coin that will take over, and that's what a lot of people have talked about that. Where they're like, Bitcoin is like there's a lot of people who are like, oh, Bitcoin is this, Bitcoin is that, Bitcoin will always be, and it's like, well, that's like when the first version of the internet came out. It's like, this is amazing, like, this is this is changing everything. Yeah, it's going to change everything. Is it still going to be around in 10 years from now? Nope. Like, we are pre a GUI, pretty much. If you can, like, cryptocurrencies with computing, we are still like pre GUI. Like, there's still so much more to go. Like, and that's what I was thinking about. Like, how hard would it be to create an interface for, say, like a payment process or whatever, where you literally just create an account with you put in a password, you have an email verification, the regular protocols that a lot of things like Facebook and Gmail do. You use those kind of security protocols,
Yep.
And then instead of this big like that hexadecimal code that you have for your wallet address, why can't you just use your email address for it? We just say, hey, send your Bitcoin or send your cryptocurrency, send it to this email address.
Well, because that's the point of the cryptocurrency, is that if your email address is public, like the blockchain would see your email address.
Yes and no. You could have it so that that email address doesn't get displayed on the ledger. That email address is just your GUI. Underneath it, you have your blockchain address. Because underneath it, you have the blockchain address. You have it linked. You'd have it linked together somehow. Would that not be possible?
Well, I think what you're describing is like, imagine it would be a system that's not even connected to the coin or the system itself. It's just like it just visually recognizes your string of characters and then visually changes them into the new one.
Yeah. It's just a visual overlay. It's just something so that it looks nice and looks easy to use.
Yes.
Because for a lot of people, as soon as they see this long strip of text that's a hexadecimal number, and it's like, oh, you have to copy and paste this, they're just like, oh, even though copy and pasting is so freaking simple. But for a lot of the masses, even though doing that is such an easy task, when you've got a weird looking number like that you never see anything like that in their regular daily lives, it's a bit of a curveball to them, right? And it's a little bit hard for people to adopt that and to be sending that code everywhere and sending that address everywhere. Whereas if it's just an email address, or it could be something easier. I don't know what it could be, but basically
a password.
Something, yeah. I mean, like eInteract, it's just you send it through email address, and then it say, hey, what's the password? Boom, and then you sign into your account.
It seems like that's the purpose of Bitcoin, is that it's not your name.
Yeah.
Like what I'm thinking of is your system being.
It wouldn't be
like it's an internal. It's internal.
Because
it's not connected to anything else. It's just It's part of your computer.
Yeah, I would say I would consider that being external. It would be it's external of the blockchain, whatever blockchain it works on.
Okay, yeah.
And you could even have it where, say, you have a username or your email address that you send to someone, and they send it to this address. They're on the same program. They type in your email address. How much do you want to send? 2 Bitcoin. Send.
Right.
Then you receive it on your end, and it says you've received 2 Bitcoin from this person, and then you click accept, and then you could have on there. Then you could have wallets that you want to put it into. That's where you could then have the coding, possibly.
But okay, I know what you're. Okay, so imagine this: it's just like a Bitcoin wallet with like a login screen.
Yeah, sort of. But the whole thing, what I'm trying to get at is that you have that initial display that you don't see your wallet, you don't see those codes. All you just see is your username or your email address.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. It's like an intro screen to your wallet.
Yeah. But even still, as I was explaining that, where then once you receive the funds, then you kind of select which wallet it goes into. Then that kind of defeats the whole purpose. If afterwards you're then, okay, which wallet am I putting it into? That kind of does defeat the purpose. But you could have it where you could have an option in that interface where you can just create a new wallet and you just label it like, oh, this is going to be rent. This is going to be my rent wallet. You enter, and that's all it shows. It just says rent.
Yep.
That's it. So you have your main email address that everything comes into, and that'll be your main account balance. And then you can just say, oh, I want to transfer 0.5 Bitcoin to rent. Boom, boom. Just like how you do with your online banking.
Yeah.
But you completely get rid of the wallet addresses so that the user doesn't have to look at those wallet addresses.
Right. It's just, but it's still,
it's still there though.
Yeah, your system is just a souped up wallet.
Yeah,
with a GUI.
It's a GUI wallet. That's pretty much all it is.
Yep.
I think that would be very appealing to a lot of people, just because you're not messing around with those big codes. You just have a really simple.
It sounds like it already exists. It sounds like it shouldn't be.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking of simple things. right? What already works, what already is proven to work, and is very simple. Like online bank, I don't go to the bank at all. I remember when people were like, "Oh, be careful with online banking. You know, you can lose your information." Like, well, if you're handicapped when it comes to computers, maybe, yeah.
If the banking mainframe gets hacked.
Or if the banking mainframe gets hacked, and guess what? Your account is insecure anyways. It doesn't matter if it's online or in their bank, because their bank is online too.
Yes.
It's a bunch of zeros and ones anyways. But yeah, I just like the online banking interface is so easy, where you can open up a new RBC, new e-savings account, boom, open it up. You put a label on it, transfer funds into it, and you can have automated fund transfers. So why can't we create that with a wallet that could accept kind of all cryptocurrencies or something like that?
Yes. Yeah.
That would be pretty interesting. That would be pretty cool to have. But then again, I don't know how that would work, because once again, pretty noob when it comes to all the technologies. But I know that each wallet has its individual parameters, like a hyper wallet. That's what you use to stake your coins to get your return on investment. Same thing with Pink Wallet, or any other cryptocurrencies that has their own unique wallet. That wallet has some functionalities specific to that blockchain. So
you were telling me about that last podcast, Casheer.
Casheer, yeah. I haven't looked into that further yet. Basically, kind of what I was saying before, a payment processor app for smartphone or whatever, that you just can load up any cryptocurrency on it and just buy anything with whatever cryptocurrency of your choice.
That seems smarter than a game. Not smarter than a game, but that seems more profitable and simpler to make.
Seems honestly, smarter than a game.
Not smarter, but more economic, by virtue of it being simpler to make. Because honestly, it seems like 3D modeling and 3D I don't know what kind of game. I don't think you're talking about a simple two-dimensional Pong game. You're talking about a 3D game, right?
More of an over the above. What is that called? A third person?
Like Diablo 2?
No. Sort of.
Diablo 1?
I've got a bunch of ideas, so I really don't know. But it wouldn't be that graphically intense. It wouldn't be three-dimensional models. It would mostly be two-dimensional sprites. So
okay, that sounds a lot more doable.
Yeah, nothing major. No way. Eventually, I would love to actually launch an actual gaming company. Why not?
Yep.
That would be freaking amazing. But start somewhere.
The guy who
go ahead.
The guy who developed Unreal 1 did it in his garage, as a hobby.
Wow, really?
The guy who made the first Unreal Engine.
Yeah, that's hardcore. Mad props to whoever that guy is.
Yeah.
Trying to give a little shout out here. Mark Rain, the vice president of Epic Games.
Oh, well, look at where it got him.
Oh, no. Engine 4 had been in development since 2003.
No, I'm talking about the first one.
Development was exclusively done by Tim Sweeney. Nope. Unreal Engine 1.
It's weird that we can't really see who made it.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's weird, because this Wikipedia page, I'm pretty sure this was the one I looked at and I saw the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's changed for the worse.
How dare they? Did you donate?
Fuck that.
Really? I donated $3. Keep going, Wiki.
Why would you?
Why not? Would you rather ads pop up? Hey Marius, what do you use to wash your clothes? How about the new Tide detergent? No thanks. I'd rather pay $3.
Right, but it was free 10 years ago. I didn't have to donate 10 years ago.
Yeah, but
they weren't
Wiki
asking
has
for
grown
donations.
a lot, and now they
and now they're a for-profit company. Wow.
No.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, we didn't have to used to donate. We also didn't have to used to look at ads on YouTube, but they fucking came.
Yep.
So what changed with Wikipedia that makes me have to pay them now?
I don't know.
Exactly.
You don't. It's a donation, Marius. You don't have to.
Don't.
It's a donation. If you want to be a nice person and donate to something you like, then
Ross,
that's completely up to you.
Ross,
if you choose not to donate to good causes,
copy and paste what I said with the word donate instead of pay. It still stands. We didn't have to donate ever before.
But your point is still invalid if you said, why do I have to donate?
Okay, so why do I?
That's not the point of a donation. Did you read it?
I think you're sidestepping my point.
I'm just trolling you hard and doing some sidestepping, some nifty dance moves.
Well, you got to justify your payment.
Because I'd like them not to be having to put ad space up on there to generate revenue.
Why is
so
that
they
the
can
alternative?
Keep going.
Why is that? Okay, so you keep saying I don't recall them threatening me with ads. They never threatened me with ads.
How are their web pages online?
I don't know. But
so
my point
what's required, Marius, are things called servers.
Listen, I already made my point.
And those servers require energy.
What's different from 10 years ago?
I don't know. Server prices go up. Energy prices go up. They've grown a lot more too. There's probably a lot more people.
but that's the thing. There you go. That you keep referencing that they've grown.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I didn't have to upkeep some massive server farm wherever the fuck it is. So why do we have, like, who made the decision to make that happen? Some guy that wanted money. It's a for-profit operation now.
I guess, but it is a free service though, because you don't have to pay. It is by donation. If you want to donate,
you're saying it's under the threat of getting like ads. And
that's what they're saying, is that to keep running, they have a lot of people that are the backbone of the Wikipedia network, and if they want to keep everything going, yeah. But I really like Wikipedia, and I've used it a lot. It's kind of like, I don't know. I feel that regardless of what their intentions are, regardless of what their hey, we could make a lot of money by running a fundraiser, regardless of all of that, if I've been using something for free for a really long time, and I've gotten a lot of service out of it for free for a really long time, and suddenly they say, hey, if everyone donates like $3, then we can keep going for a long time. You know? If you can do that, then we can keep going. What is $3 to me versus the amount of value that they've provided me? Yeah. It's an exchange of value. Money, that's all money is. It's an exchange of value. They've provided me with a lot of value, a lot of information that I can just source them, and they come up with saying, hey, we need $3. If it's legit, or if they're just trying to get some money, you know what? It's $3.
So how much are you going to pay the Earth?
The Earth?
Yeah.
Well, it gets my body when I'm done with it. It's a cycle of life.
Oh, you're going to pay at the end of your life.
Yeah. Gonna get buried and put my body in there, just like Avatar, right? All the energy must return. Think of all the energy in my poop, all the methane that I give off.
Yeah, but you've been eating a lot from the Earth. You've been taking a lot.
And then I'm releasing energy back into the environment. Just a different form of energy. It still has value. We could power cars off of methane gas.
We theoretically could.
We could. Just put big domes over all the cattle farms. Just suck it all up. Purify that shit. Literally. Sorry. Anywho, on that note, we're getting pretty close to the half-hour mark. Yeah, any last words to say, or should we just keep it for another podcast?
Yeah, I think that Wikipedia has a lot of false information on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing, because it is like a lot of the moderators are just regular people. Well, not regular people. I mean, they're intelligent people that go around trying to make sure that all the information is as correct as possible.
They're all intelligent? You've met them all?
For the most part, I'd assume
were they hired?
some of them are intelligent.
Did we see their resumes?
They don't get how does the system work? I watched a documentary on it. The way the system works is you basically have to get vetted by a bunch of people for your ranking to increase in the Wikipedia community. So it's
like a military.
No, it's peer to peer, where if people support you and say that okay, yeah, this guy's he's providing good information. He's not some master troll just going around and embedding all these ridiculous little errors or falsified information. So people kind of have to earn their privileges to be able to even do that. So
right, like a military.
Sure, like a military, like a corporation, like a government.
Why do you have a problem?
Life. I don't know.
As a military.
because that's the reference is kind of irrelevant, because that's kind of how everything works in life. Where
hierarchical.
Yeah, pretty much.
So who's high rank between you and me?
Well, that's yet to be defined.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Well, that already doesn't sound very hierarchical.
Hierarchical.
If there's a mystery, it's not hierarchical.
Everywhere. Where do you work? Do you work at it? You work at a government.
I have a boss.
Place, right?
Actually, I have two direct boss. I have one direct boss and two indirect bosses. But I work with the indirect bosses more than my direct boss, if that makes sense. And obviously they have a boss who's also my master, the director, right?
Your master?
She's like the head of the department.
Excite me.
So there's a head of the department. Like my bosses have a boss.
So it's what would be the term? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but we're talking about Wikipedia.
Oh, I don't know if it is hierarchical or if it's just certain people get to that rank, because usually hierarchical.
You only ever hear rank in the military.
Increase. Well, I don't know if it's a rank or what. Again, I haven't watched this in a long time, and I just briefly watched this little video.
No, you're right. They are ranked.
They probably do have a rank of privilege of what they can and cannot do, or what they can alter, what they can adjust. And
I'm just saying, we've never met these people. No one's met anybody ever on Wikipedia, and you definitely don't see their resume.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever read an article on Wikipedia and then gone that's total bullshit, and then gone and searched the web and found way more overwhelming articles that prove Wikipedia wrong?
Yes.
Have you?
Well, the way you describe it, the way you describe
it, of the discussion, yes, or have you actually found some
whatever you're referring to, yes, but not in such a storyline such as yours. But yes, that exact thing.
Where you find something that's
where there's information on Wikipedia that's not correct.
Yeah. Did you flag it?
Correct.
Oh, like what? Like some.
Okay, how about this?
9/11.
How about this? WTC 7.
I have no idea what that is. World Trade Center 7. Oh, building number 7.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened to WTC 7?
It was detonated.
Right.
Yeah.
But according to Wikipedia, there was a fire there in the morning, and then it collapsed due to the fire.
No.
Right. But that's the info on Wikipedia.
Fair enough. That's pretty mainstream Fox Newsy.
But that's
why did you pause it? Why would you pause it? This is conspiracy theory stuff. I'm not pausing. This is rolling on. This is good information here. This is what people want to know, Marius. They want to know about World Trade Center number 7. They want the answers to these questions.
Listen, I'm just saying that that's the case on Wikipedia with that particular fact.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And
I find for the
there's
most
no way
part,
to change it.
Can't you flag things or something like that? Like there's tools for people that you can do that.
Yeah.
But I guess
you think that flagging WTC 7 is going to change anything?
Well, now here's the other thing: is that the consensus on that subject, the majority's consensus is that that's what happened.
And that's what I'm saying is that the consensus in Canada and America?
I think it is on on the...
It's on the decline.
It's probably on... Yeah, it's...
But there's a lot of people that are asking questions.
I don't know numbers for sure. But if you're a conspiracy theorist, Wikipedia is not the place to be sourcing. So what happens with these chemtrails?
Okay. No, you're going off track.
Wikipedia probably has information on chemtrails.
I'm saying this consensus on Wikipedia is not the consensus. Like, it doesn't... That's the thing. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened or all the information. It reflects consensus.
Yeah.
And not just consensus on what the facts are, consensus on what the article contains. Mm-hmm. So if there's a fact and the consensus doesn't think that fact should be there, you're not going to get that fact.
Yeah. What about, does it have, like, on that article, say about World Trade Center, or World Trade Center Building 7?
Ask the editors.
Would there be...
Oh, wait, we haven't met any of them. We have no idea who the fuck it is.
What I was going to say is, would there be any documents on there regarding the, alleged conspiracy theories,
right,
or whatever, or any of those alternative point of views?
You would see that WTC7, here's the main narrative, but there are alternative ideas, and that alternative will be in blue. Right, and you're going to click on it, and you'll be taken to 9/11 alternative theories, and that's where you can read all the alternative theories about how there's also the plane.
But they're marked as alternative theories.
Yeah, and so the theory that WTC7 was detonated, because it's just a theory, right? We don't have any evidence, right? So that theory goes right beside and gets ridiculed alongside the planes were holograms. That's an alternative theory, right? Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
That's an alternative theory that the planes were holograms. That there were no planes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're putting this fact that we know there were bombs with this holograms. So you're putting them together and be like, hey, check out this 3-ring circus. Look at these
legit alternative and complete dust alternative as far as legitimacy.
You understand what I'm saying about what Wikipedia, how it's structured, and how you can't change anything because that'll go against consensus. And I'm saying we have no idea who's making this consensus.
Yeah, that's true. I'd agree.
Yeah, great.
But
and I want to know why they want my money. That's why I'm not paying them.
Full circle, boom. So I want to know. Fuck you. Fair enough. That's a. I like how you brought that back all the way.
Thanks.
But I don't know. I mean, here's something just for the sake of devil's advocate. Were you in that building when it went down?
No.
No? Were you there when they had the alleged fire before?
Okay, so you're saying that...
Well, if you weren't there, then how do you know?
Right. Okay, so...
Did you meet the people that wrote the articles and all the information that you read?
Why don't you make that argument for the official case? Why don't you make the argument for the official case?
Well, I could.
Why don't you? I mean, wouldn't that... That seems really unfair.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Okay, so... I'm saying... Right. Okay, so it's unfair. I'm saying I have no way to answer that devil's advocate question. I'm saying theoretically you should be able to ask that same question to the official accepted side. Mm-hmm. Does it work for the official accepted side?
That theory? No.
No, exactly. But that's the official accepted side.
Yeah, because it's, again, as I said before, it's on mass consensus. What do the general population believe to be true and to be the true facts? That's what everyone believes it to be. Okay, that's what they're going to put on for information. I totally understand what you're saying, where it's that's kind of bullshit because there's a lot of other theories that are a lot more accurate to what probably actually happened.
Here, you're going to have to pause this in the reel, when you're editing. Pause this because I'll send you a link to a video that you have to watch right now. It's hilarious, but let's keep talking about Wikipedia. Or whatever.
After I watch this video, or what?
Well, I'm getting it right now, so let's talk about something. I can't really see you, but I see you're doing something creepy.
I'm just doing a weird smile because I don't really understand what the point of that was that you had to tell me. Did you want me to watch the video right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you messaging it to me?
I will.
Holy cow.
Are we still doing a podcast, or I don't know what you're doing?
I'm waiting for you so I can just cut all this crap out at once.
Well, why don't we keep talking?
Because I don't want to have to why is it taking you so long to send me a link to a video?
I'm looking for the video right now. I don't understand why you have to.
Is it on Wikipedia? I'll watch it after the podcast. But
no, but you should watch it right now so we can talk about it. Unless you want to go to bed. Is that what you're doing?
Kind of, yeah. It's about 10:30. I'd like to. Oh. I was supposed to clean my room up today. That didn't happen yet. So.
Right. So we were in the last words. All right.
That's kind of what I was getting at 10 minutes ago. But we could save it for the next discussion on Wikipedia. Such thrilling content.
All right.
Anywho, so yeah, I understand your points, and they're very valid arguments. They're legit arguments, but it doesn't seem like Wikipedia is the type of place for that stuff. They're just trying to provide whatever the general population agrees to be.
Why do you think that?
The facts of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. It's not fair.
Because that's the general understanding of the mass majority of people. So therefore, I guess that's what they put on there.
Do you have 5 minutes for us to talk, or do you want to make that the last word? Well,
since I am higher on the hierarchical chain,
I
will have the last words. No, okay.
I just want to tell you that I've been training myself to stop thinking in a way where I just like take the backstory of something for granted. Like what you just said, you explained the backstory of Wikipedia. It's like, well, whatever. It's just a bunch of people explain the consensus. Mm-hmm. I'm questioning that backstory, like that fundamental aspect. Is that actually the case? And I'm saying that no, it's not. There's something going on with Wikipedia.
It's owned by Fox News.
Where it's really easy to just start fucking it up, like fucking up the information in there.
Is it though? See, that's the thing. I don't know. Do you know? Have you gone and tried?
But you're thinking about it. I just gave you an example.
Yeah, no, but
I gave you a pretty flagrant example where thousands of people died.
Yeah, but I don't know if what you're saying is going around and fucking with information. Like,
did you know that the Chinese people aren't allowed to search up that event where the tank ran over the guy, Tiananmen Square?
Tiananmen Square.
Yeah. Did you know that the Chinese, if they search that, they're nothing comes up. Any of that info that gets into the China internet doesn't make it to the Chinese people.
Yeah, they got problems.
Yeah, but I'm saying if that's possible there, why is it just possible there? Why is it not possible anywhere else?
It's definitely possible everywhere else. It's possible it's already happening, but we don't realize it. Barack Obama being all cool on the
and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
net neutrality.
Net neutrality. I don't really know anything about that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying that is currently happening.
Yeah.
And that Wikipedia is it's in on it.
Could be.
It is.
I don't know. Is it? It is. Just
right.
stamp it.
Well, I'm also trying to show you that the default way that people are thinking these days is no, it can't be. And I'm saying that okay, so let's just take it as a mystery. How can we find evidence that it is? WTC7 evidence number.
Okay,
one.
I was going to say, wait, are we talking about Wikipedia or WTC7?
Yeah, Wiki.
Wait, do you say Wiki? We're discussing Wiki?
Yeah. Just evidence that it's the information is being corrupted to some extent.
Try and find that would be an interesting little research piece you could do.
I do.
Find some more articles that are where it's just blatant. See, because the thing is, okay, here's the issue with WTC7 is that, I agree 100% with you that, you look at it, it's I'm gonna call bullshit on it, a fire causing it to collapse. I've seen tons of video footage of it, and it's you know what that looks like? A complete
Right.
Beautiful demolition.
Yes.
And at the same time, with how many billions of dollars missing on the balance sheet for those federal agencies, those ghost agencies, that money has just disappeared, and that happens to also be the building where they're carrying all of these documents. Wow, come on, you have to be fucking
so make the case for Wikipedia to put up false information. Make the case.
Now the reason why I'm saying that is to me that looks like complete bullshit, and that does not. It looks pretty obvious what it is. However, you and I think a lot differently to the mass amount of people who are just sheeps.
Okay, but why is that the general story?
Excuse me.
I'm saying that that's actually the minority view.
I would disagree. By far disagree. If you talk to the majority of the people. You go walk around the States and talk to some people. In Canada, that may be very different. In Canada, they may be they may have a completely different outlook on it. But do you know for sure? Have you done polls? Have you done studies? Have you taken a giant census of a mass amount of people with tons of variables between their age, location, nationality, race?
Actually, no. But I have a rebuttal.
Rebuttal. So disregard editors, any researching.
Wikipedia editors are pretty intelligent, right? They know how to sign up and start editing and they're vetted.
Yeah.
So what is going on at the top level of Wikipedia?
That's a good point.
That's continuing this because if you try to if you and I go in there and we're
let's go, let's do it. Let's become Wiki. We'll be Wiki Snopes. We'll go in and find the underground story of Wikipedia.
That's funny because I think the same thing.
Be flown out to the top people will be flown out to some weird resort where it's this gross cult ritual and they have sacrifices and
that already exists.
I'm trying. I couldn't remember the name of that.
Grove.
Bohemian Grove. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And all the Fox News owners are there.
Yeah,
just sucking blood from children.
Trying to keep a candle going. Anyways, the same thing can be said of Snopes.
Yeah, I don't even I haven't even looked at Snopes. I've heard of it before that it's supposed
Joe
to be
Rogan.
Joe Rogan. He's Snopes. Brrr. It's you go from you can go from one source of information to another one and be oh well Snopes says that no, that's not true. This is what actually happened.
It's
I don't know. See the thing is with Snopes, I don't know how that works, but the thing that gives a lot more credibility to Wikipedia, generally speaking, let's ignore any of those conspiracy theory touchy subjects like WTC7. The thing that gives a lot more, it's just a theory, Marius. You're just dreaming. The thing that gives them a lot more legitimacy would be that it is more of a community. It's more of an open source community of people who decide what's what kind of
what's reality,
and what they can add at certain things. If you want to call a Wikipedia article reality, by all means go ahead. It's to me it's a source of information. It's not the truth. It's not this is the law and this, because fuck that. Who can say what's the truth? Who can say what is real and what is not? To me, it's a source of information. Take it for what it is. If you're a person to read one article and go, oh, this is the way it is, nope, fuck everything else, then you're a moron and you should learn how to use your brain and think a little bit more and try and go for more sources of information. Find ones that, like you said, that have alternative theories on it. Look at those alternative theories and then decide for yourself on what you believe to be the truth.
Yeah.
Don't leave it up to a Wikipedia article and some fucking intelligent nerd to be chilling reviewing Wikipedia to decide for you what is the truth on certain subjects. Do it yourself. Anyways,
that's the plan.
Good discussions. Where did that go from? Bitcoin to altcoins to Wikipedia to World Trade Center 7.
It's because we tried to find that guy's name with the Unreal Engine, and Wikipedia sucked.
Yeah, that's sort of what. Yeah, that's right. From alt markets, we were looking at software and stuff developing, and then you mentioned the Unreal developer.
Tim Sweeney.
Wikipedia.
Tim Sweeney made it.
Who was it? It was Tim Sweeney.
Tim Sweeney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Is that from Wikipedia or?
I went to the Tim Sweeney Wikipedia page.
Oh, okay. So he is like the original creator.
But it's because I googled Unreal Engine inventor.
I just mined another 0.69 hypercoins.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I staked it, so I got my return. Dollar bills, y'all.
So you bought it?
Yep. Yeah, I've got hypercoin, profit coin, pink coin, Bitcoin.
Nice.
I've got a multitude. Yeah, I want to keep buying more. I actually just, I think I mentioned this last podcast, took out a chunk of my tax-free savings account to put into cryptocurrencies.
Boost.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, good episode. That was fun. It's good. I'm enjoying this. We should try and do 2 a week if possible. That's 2 a week already.
2 a week?
Yeah.
2 a week. We're gonna need memos and like
yeah. I'll start thinking about some more stuff because I mean, really, if we do half an hour to an hour long episodes, we can, at least get into 2, 3, 4 topics of discussion,
yes.
And they'll always tangent off into other things. That's the beauty of it. It's semi-scripted but semi-free.
But I want to see the article PDF that you document. Read. So you're not reading. Yeah. You're not telling me about an article. I'm like, okay, I have to
link sources and everything. Yep.
You have to link me the article that you want to talk about.
So am I the content director now? Did I just move up in the hierarchy for the podcast? Director of content for the Funtime podcast?
Well, you made the picture and you're uploading the video.
That's technical, man. That's I'm like director of IT.
All right, fair enough.
Cool. Fair enough. Right, well, we'll leave it on that. Good episode, and yeah, we'll maybe do the next one. Oh, I'm going to be in BC. Let's
we'll meet up. And we can do a podcast.
I'll do one in BC like on Monday or something like that. Monday or Tuesday, and then yeah, if you wanna come down like the night of Boxing Day, like on the 26th, drive down. Then we can do like a podcast on the 27th during the day or something like that, and then you can head home that night.
That sounds good to me.
Cool. Right on. All right. Well, we'll set it up and go from there. So
I'll text you tomorrow.
And once again, this episode of the Funtime podcast is unofficially brought to you by Zevia.
Oh. All right. Later, Ross.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.